Thurs.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh. It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
As they say in PIHL hockey, let's do that PIHL hockey. Hello, good evening, and welcome. I'm Matt Popchock, back again at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center, 20 minutes south of downtown Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, for the nightcap of our PIHL Hockey Night Live doubleheader, closing out Week 4 on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg. PIHL Commissioner Tom Halliburka is in the building, which, as we've come to learn, can only mean one thing. His son Nicholas's team, the Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings, are also in the building. And sure enough, the Vikings in their brand spanking new dark blue away uniforms warm up off to our right as they get ready to take on the South Fayette Lions in PIHL Class 3A action. The Vikings won their first three, including one in overtime, but tasted defeat for the first time this season on Monday night, falling to Franklin Regional in a dramatic finish at the Palmer Imaging Arena in Delmont, thanks to a late Joey Casella hat-trick goal. Aaron Daly, though, continues his hot start to the young season. Number 2 in dark blue, the new Central Catholic captain, warming up in the mix off to the right there. You see him, 3 goals and 5 points for him on the season. The last time these two teams met at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center, Daly scored twice and added an assist in an overtime loss by the Vikings. And what a wild contest that was just a little over a year ago here in Mount Lebanon. That was the first ever victory for South Fayette as a Class 3A varsity outfit. In the year 2000 is not just a late night comedy trope, it's the year in which the Lions program was established. And in the first 23 years of its existence, they had never played in the PIHL's top flight. That changed last season when the Lions shrugged off a rough start and came within one game, in fact, one goal of winning a PIHL championship in Class 3A, despite entering the playoffs as the number 7 seed. They were on the losing end of the longest Penguins Cup final in PIHL Class 3A history, bowing to the Seneca Valley Raiders. The goaltender from that game, Jackson Ankrum, more on him later, is expected to get the start tonight. He's been the number 1 guy for the Lions, who have had an up-and-down start to this season. Back-to-back wins, followed by back-to-back losses. Their most recent outing, a 4-2 setback at the Ice Castle just down the road, falling to Upper St. Clair last Thursday night. The player to watch for the South Fayette Lions, number 43 in white, Nate Keller, the PIHL All-Star, warming up in the mix off to our left. He was tied for second in Class 3A with 15 goals last regular season. He was, a couple of years ago, one of the top freshman players in all of PIHL varsity when the Lions were still playing in Class 2A, and he more than held his own in Class 3A last year, finishing 3rd overall in regular season scoring with 28 points. And he's flying out of the gate this year as a junior. 5 goals, 8 points overall. He is the unofficial 3A scoring leader entering Thursday night with those 8 points. And he's surrounded by a rebooted group of teammates. South Fayette losing a lot of talent to graduation and losing some underclassmen to other hockey commitments in 25-26. That has presented some challenges, I'm sure, for 7th-year head coach Matt Schwartz, but the Lions still hanging around near the top of the pack, tied for 4th in the 11-team AAA classification on the young season. The Vikings, meanwhile, coached for the 2nd straight season by Anthony Rako, the former Seneca Valley bench boss. Rako can get the Vikings into first place overall with an outright victory in regulation here tonight. In goal for the Vikings, we expect to see their sophomore Mason Barberi, who's been very sharp in his first 2 outings, winning both. Austin McLean is with us on public address, and he'll lead us in the playing of our national anthem. And so after a pregnant pause, we do honor America, and we get ready to drop the puck on Game 2 of this Thursday night doubleheader in Mount Lebanon. Once again, the Lions won that wild overtime affair last October 7th, 6-5. The last time these teams met in this barn. The Vikings got revenge at the Alpha Complex in Harborville 17 days later, winning a seesaw 5-3 battle. Now, last year, you get the feeling that a number of teams slept on South Fayette at the end of the season. Nobody's going to be sleeping on the Lions tonight or for the rest of 2025-26. Mason Barberi, the netminder down to our right, is ready to go, and his counterpart, Jackson Ankrum, is all set as well. Featherstone and Liz, the USA Hockey crew pulling double duty, drop the puck. The Lions control it behind their own net. The Vikings take it over and move it from right to left on your TV, computer, or mobile device to begin. Ray Travato, wearing one of those horned helmets, if you will, with the Viking logo, plays it from behind his cage. Ivan Kalenko against the grain, puts it back behind the Central Catholic goal. Near side, Tommy Lavelle, and the Vikings work it up ahead to Kane Phillip. Phillip shoots and scores from the right side. 37 seconds in, Kane Phillip with that familiar blistering shot, nuzzles that nylon behind Ankrum. And Central Catholic, for the 7th time this season, has scored a first period goal. That's the most in Class 3A. Blink and you missed it. Officially, it's Phillip from Daly and Roman McNally, the sophomore, credited with the second assist on that Phillip goal. The Vikings off to the optimal start in enemy territory. A correction, it's Travado, 26, not to be confused with 28 on that second helper unofficially. Vikings right back to work. Braden Lewinter unable to keep it at center point. Under some pressure from Jackson Stilley. He plays the puck near side. Eventually Ketterer will get there. Ketterer surrounded by Lions at his own blue line. Evan Morale, the junior and varsity newcomer, unable to advance that puck for South Fayette. Phillip Leah from his own corner. Met by Nate Morgan. Albanese up for Morgan. Albanese had his first varsity goal in the last meeting between these clubs at the Alpha Complex. Proved to be the game winner as well. Travado from right point. It's worked near side to Julian Lappy. Good pass there from Matteo Masidi. Lappy taken down behind the Lions cage. Keller over top him, and a save made there reflexively by Ankrum right in front. The Vikings looking for a second. Morgan denied from in tight. Ankrum makes that save off his right arm. Central Catholic coming out of the tunnel smoking here and off to the 1-0 lead. Lappy centers it for Morgan. Morgan too well marked. Giving ground, goes to the corner. Chris Sargo unable to handle that pass. McGurk from inside the line. Lappy from an angle. Ankrum the save. Lions shovel the rebound back to their goaltender, and Jackson Ankrum will cover. Ankrum 2-1 with a 3.0 goals against, .871 save percentage on the young season. When we last saw him on TenbandTV, he was making 62 saves in a triple overtime Penguins Cup final loss to the Seneca Valley Raiders. He didn't get the result, but he got a PIHL Penguins Cup record with those 62 stops. And the thing that stood out to me about Ankrum is how the light bulb just seemed to go on for him once he entered the playoffs. He and his senior teammate at the time, Andrew Carson, really had their ups and downs in goal throughout the regular season last year for South Fayette. But once the postseason got going, Ankrum was just a different player in between those pipes and trying to find his form again early this season. Albanese near side for Lavelle. Lavelle off the stick of Vidak. Vikings go behind the net to play it. Lavelle above the left circle toward goal underneath the glove hand of Ankrum. The aforementioned Nick Haliburka after that puck for Central Catholic. With it is Hudson Venom. Venom with a pair of goals in the loss to Upper St. Clair in the last game for South Fayette. And he'll fire that puck from distance into the stomach of Mason Barberi. The Central Catholic sophomore, 2-0 in his first two appearances, a 184 goals against and a 900 save percentage. His backup, Collinson Bergwin, took the loss on Monday, but Barberi actually played the last 7 minutes and change in that contest. Or played 7 minutes and change in that contest, I should say. Did not face a shot. Central Catholic, meanwhile, guilty of icing. That second assist on the Phillip goal, by the way, being credited to Lavelle, not Travado. So it's Phillip from Daly and Lavelle, pardon me. 3 assists on the season for the senior defenseman now. And Daly with a team leading 6 points now as Phillip picks up the goal. And here is Kane Phillip through center. He has Stepedic going to the net, but he's overtaken by Mikhail Lobanov. Goal number 3 on the season for the Central Catholic senior, Phillip. Keller on the forecheck for South Fayette. A little fadeaway maneuver with a puck there. Comes right to Daly. Daly on the counterattack for the Vikings. Finds Meadow but not Mesh. And he finishes what he starts. The Daly Show is on the air in Mount Lebanon. And it's 2-0 Central Catholic. 11:55 to go, first period. Again, this is a Central Catholic team that has been starting games fast early in the season. And they've quickly got the Lions on their heels here on the Lions' home ice. Vikings win the ensuing faceoff. McGurk to center for Morgan. And that was all Daly. Officially an unassisted goal for the Central Catholic captain. Venom behind his own net. He's got 4 goals to start his season for the South Fayette Lions as this puck goes into the away bench. And we're seeing something that we saw in game 1. The home team is seated on the away bench, or what is typically the away bench here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center. Oh, in the case of Jeremy Church and the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils, we thought it was just superstition after the Blue Devils had gotten off to the winless start. Penalty coming up on Central Catholic. South Fayette finally getting an opportunity to tilt the ice potentially after a rough start. And going off for Central Catholic, David Ketterer, and last year's #1 power play in Class 3A goes to the penny power play for the first time this evening. 11:10 remaining in period 1. Keller tied up nicely by Stepedic in the circle, but the Lions are able to get it toward goal, and the rebound comes all the way out to their own blue line for Luca Romanelli. A nice maneuver there by Lobanov. Left side Keller, Lobanov shooting, and a save made there by Barberi. The rebound went beyond the reach of Romanelli. Lewinter trying to use the boards to his advantage. Good keep by Lobanov. To the corner for Venom. Up top to Lobanov. Lobanov fires. Didn't get everything he wanted on that shot, and it's Murphy dumped back to center by Braden Lewinter. Stepedic pressuring shorthanded. Central Catholic 5 of 7 on the PK in the first month of regular season action. South Fayette 3 of 13 on the power play entering Thursday. Midway through the minor penalty on Ketterer. Romanelli resets for South Fayette. Albanese, however, will play it back to center. Keller from the circle to Lobanov. Lobanov met up high by Daly and Morgan. Stilley to the corner. Vikings are able to get it up to center, and a possible 2-on-1 shorthanded. Morgan on the right side. Gave it up to Romanelli. 20 to go in the South Fayette power play. Stilley over the line. Venom hurries to the net. Stilley taken out of the play, and Daly should be able to kill off the rest of the thing himself. Here's Morgan, though, for good measure. Morgan cutting to the cage. Morgan couldn't drag it to his forehand. He tried to kind of get cute with it as he came in on Ankrum, and maybe just should have forced it on goal. Teams back to equal strength as we approach the midpoint of this first period. Kane Phillips scoring in the game's first minute of play. Aaron Daly with an impressive goal sometime later. Central Catholic with a 2-0 advantage. McGurk up his own boards. Venom sends it behind the Vikings cage. Santino Strobel. He was the overtime hero in that season opener for the Vikings, beating Upper St. Clair at the Alpha Complex. And he's out here with Daly and company for this shift. Ketterer, fresh out of the sin bin, up to Strobel. Ketterer from an angle. Ankrum the save. The rebound right in front. Kalinko clears it but not out. Loose and played right to Jackson Ankrum atop that crease. Brian Mitchell of Pittsburgh Hockey Digest, not appearing in your picture, but appearing over my left shoulder in the broadcast area in the Mount Lebanon Ice Center, fresh off the call of Pine Richland versus Thomas Jefferson. The Jaguars with an impressive victory on home ice. And there was an interesting twist to that game, which we'll tell you about in just a moment. Vikings dumping in behind the Lions' goal. Near side it comes to Romanelli. Romanelli unable to exit the zone. Bailey Donahue couldn't keep it inside the line. South Fayette into Central Catholic territory. Keller from the left circle. Keller to goal, the save by Barberi. Out in front it comes. Strobel knocked down as he tried to clear it. Romanelli to the side of the net. Rocco Bovolino, one of 5 South Fayette seniors, tried to fire it on Barberi. Bovolino around the horn with under 7 to go in the first period. Vidak saw that puck take an odd bounce off the boards. It's turned over to the lines now. Keller with it one more time. Keller to the goal. Tipped in! Hey, Rocco, welcome to the show. His first varsity goal cuts the deficit in half for South Fayette. Rocco Bovolino has Pac-Man fever as he pinballs it past Barberi. Hey, buddy.
How's it going, Mr. Popchock?
It's going well. Yourself, sir?
You know what? Just had to call a game. Figured I'd come down and check and see what's going on down here at Lebo. It was the 3-mile, 9-minute trip that I had to take, so I was in the neighborhood, so I figured I'd come down and say hello.
I think Matt Schwartz wants you to come in the middle of the game more often. You seem to have brought him some good juju.
Yeah, I don't
South
know what
Fayette.
it is, sir.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I get what you're saying, sir.
South Fayette getting back into this game after the slow start. Bovolino again with his first varsity goal. Venom with a dump in. Albanese settles it down. Venom out in front. And Sawyer McBride was unable to locate that puck in front of the Central Catholic net. Masidi across the line, offside with Halliburka. Well, we've heard of JV call-ups to a PIHL game when a player is injured or otherwise absent, unable to play. A JV player will come up and take his place on the varsity roster. In the Pine Richland Thomas Jefferson game that you just called, Mitch, we saw something a little bit different. We saw an entire JV coaching staff called up to coach for Pine Richland because we're told their varsity coaching staff in its entirety was out for a wedding tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I got there, and I've known Jordan Yoklik for years. I've worked with him in, back to whenever the national championship picture and all that. It's been 2018, 2017, somewhere in there. And his brother is getting married this. Go ahead.
We'll ask him to hold that thought as the Lions have tied it up. Johnny Alex. Was Johnny on the spot? He nuzzles that nylon for the second time in his varsity career. And the new kids are all right for the South Fayette Lions. We've got a 2-2 game with 5:19 to play in the first.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is a very young but very effective South Fayette team. It's a new, different look than they've had the last couple seasons, but those young kids are going to have to step up this year, and you're seeing it tonight. It's awesome to see that. In the 3 minutes that I've been here, they've had 2 goals. So, yeah, Matt Schwartz might not let me leave whenever I want to tonight.
South Fayette and Thomas Jefferson last year newcomers to Class 3A, both in action this evening. Albany's from the edge of the right circle. Lavelle blasted off the blocker hand of Ankrum. Stilley putting a hard shoulder check into Ketterer. Stilley had that glance off his shoulder. Vikings trying to get off the mat after conceding 2 South Fayette goals. They take it over deep in Lions territory. Lavelle from left point. Flips it in Ankrum's general direction, and the junior had to make that save. Icing on South Fayette.
I guess I'll finish up my thought before the 2 quick goals by South Fayette happen. What I saw, the JV staff came up and was able to coach that team in that contest because Jordan Yoklik was out at his brother's wedding, and assistant coach Trombetta was actually in the wedding. So they lost their entire varsity squad, but they fought well. 7-4 was an afterthought in the scoreboard, but it was definitely closer than that. It was a last-minute gasp by the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars. They held their own. They played very well, so hats off to Pine Richland in that situation, and it was a very well-fought game on both sides.
Thomas Jefferson, believe it or not, the highest scoring team in AAA as of that result tonight. Ahead of Seneca Valley even, the reigning state champion in 3A. McGurk, left point, goes cross ice for LeWinter. Ankrum, that save, this puck available, but Alex, the recent Lions goal getter, is right there. To the corner it'll go. McGurk anticipating. Kalinkov in the mix for the Lions. Stepetic plays it outside the line. Lobanov just onside, cutting through the left circle. Lobanov wrapping it around. A good save there by Barberi, just getting that left leg out in time. That one goes wide of goal. The home team's got the hop after erasing that 2-goal deficit. Alex Sioko with positioning. Plays it up the near side for South Fayette, but not out. Travado, his shot blocked, gets back his own rebound and fires it over the bar. Daly, pinned against the glass by Lobanov. Lions to the penny power play one more time. We're going to get a tripping call here.
Just real quick, I went back to that. I wanted to take another look at that Central Catholic shot. I'll look at that later. We saw the South Fayette shot down here by Lobanov. I don't think he got a pad on it as much as Lobanov lost it off his stick as he was coming around. I think it slid through the crease. It did look like it just immediately to me, so.
South Fayette 0 of 1 on the penny power play. Romanelli and the Lions forced to regroup. Lavelle plays it over the line. Keller will go back behind his own net. And Keller dances around Morgan. Drops it back. Venom's shot, missing the net. Aaron Daly going to feel shame for 2 minutes and then get free. And a shorthanded opportunity right in front, and a gorgeous save by Ankrum on the one-timer attempt. Sargo and Morgan unable to hook up there. Ketterer, shouldered by Travado. Keller, shouldered by Travado. And the alternate captain will ice it legally for the Vikings. Ankrum out of his net to play it for Romanelli. Midway through this South Fayette power play. Venom from his own zone. Keller, near side. Off a teammate's skate. The play still onside, however, for Keller. Keller surveys the action, goes to Lobanov. Lobanov couldn't get around McGurk, who clears the zone. Romanelli outletting for Keller. Long special teams shift here for Keller. The Lions' leading goal scorer as of Thursday. 15 to go on the man advantage. Romanelli off a couple of sticks. Flagged down easily by Albanese. Stepetic coming back shorthanded for Central. Stepetic to the goal with Albanese. Stepetic unable to redirect it behind Ankrum. 2 grade A chances shorthanded for the Vikings, who are 2 for 2 on the penalty kill in a 2-2 game. Final minute of an eventful first period here in Game 2 at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center. Number 2, Aaron Daly, lost that puck fresh out of the penalty box. Lions in transition. That shot high and wide. Kalinko gave one of the Vikings the business in the corner. That was McGurk. McGurk and some of the Vikings fans wanted a penalty, none forthcoming. Ankrum playing that puck dangerously. Johnny Alex trying to clear the zone. Met at the half wall by Daly. Masidi with one hand playing it out in front, right to Bovolino. Bovolino using the glass to his advantage. Alex just wanted to dump that puck. Instead, he gets run into at center by Daly. 10 seconds to go in the period. One more chance maybe for Masidi. He leads it on, and the Vikings are denied by Ankrum. Shane Berthold with another first-rate chance right on Ankrum's doorstep.
Yeah, that rebound came out, and I wasn't sure if he got a skate on it. It definitely wasn't a kicking motion, but I think he got it off the skate and it rolled on net just outside. But he got the pad over to cover it up, make sure it was out of the cage completely. So good save there, Ankrum.
And with the buzzer here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center, still on the fritz, we'll have to settle for a whistle. South Fayette Lions 2, Central Catholic Vikings 2. Joined at the drop of a hat by Brian Mitchell, I'm Matt Popchock with PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is locally owned and operated and focused on serving the community. Play It Again Sports buys, sells, and trades used and new sports equipment and fitness gear and passes along the savings to you. Their large inventory, customer service, and wide selection of major brands will keep you coming back for years. Open 7 days a week. Visit them on 6041 Route 30 or visit them online at playitagainsports.com. Click locations and search Greensburg. Joined by Greensburg's own Brian Mitchell, I'm Matt Popchock for PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV. Tonight's doubleheader presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg. Central Catholic off to a hot start, but Nate Keller since setting up a pair of South Fayette goals to tie the game.
You trying to start a war by calling me from Greensburg? I'm Hempfield, boy. No, I'm kidding. I am kidding. I went to Hempfield, but you say that to somebody that they're from Greensburg, from Hempfield, you might want to check yourself on that one, but that's okay. I love you anyway.
And with the side switch having taken place, we are back to action here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center. Chris Sargo with a wraparound, played out in front off of Ankrum. Ankrum in a seated position, keeping that puck out. Sargo with a goal and an assist Monday in the loss to Franklin Regional for the Vikings. Morgan from deep in his own zone. Up the left wing, giving ground is Romanelli. Morgan drops it back for Lavelle. Lavelle, that's deflected on goal. Oh, what a stop there by Ankrum! And the Lions keep the rebound out of danger.
I think I hear the siren, sir.
Bovalino on the counterattack. That pass broken up. Good stick by Albanese. End-to-end action to begin the second period. Bovalino at center. Fresh off his first varsity goal earlier this evening. Eli Nagel seeing his first ice time of the game for Matt Schwartz. Lost it to Lappy. Lappy's backhander held by Ankrum. And he'll freeze it for the faceoff.
Sorry, I was looking up standings. You caught me off guard. Like I said, I wasn't expecting to be calling the second half of a doubleheader from a different rink, so you got me off guard, sir.
Shots on goal through period one were 11-6, by the way, in favor of the Vikings. And they really carried the play early on, but again, South Fayette showing some resilience as the period unfolded. Ankrum forced to make another save. Keller and Ketterer against one another from the same spot, and South Fayette controls the faceoff. Strobel over the attacking line for Central. He just misses over the bar. Ketterer the rebound. Trying to outmaneuver Romanelli. Mercedes one-timer missing. We saw Mercedes score a similar goal, last week in this building against Mount Lebanon. LeWinter's shot deflected wide. Wraparound try, Ankrum there to cover, and a generous whistle comes his way as the net is dislodged.
Yeah, I was just doing a little quick research, and I wanted to make sure I was right on it. But Central Catholic with a victory today will take first place in AAA heading into week number 4. Also, South Fayette can go into a four-way tie for first place with a victory here today. So it's a big 3 points for all these teams, and every point is important this early. We're talking only 4 or 5 games into the season for some of these teams, and there must be number 5 for both these teams. Every point's going to be very important later in the season, so you don't want to give one up here, especially when you're this tight.
Well, last year we could have had, for PIHL Class 3A, decision day, like Major League Soccer, or the playoffs, the last playoff spot literally came down to the very end of the regular season. Never an easy game for anybody in Class 3A these days. 11 teams in the top flight once again this season. South Fayette, last year's Penguin Cup runners-up, playing in Class 3A for the first time as a program in 24-25. Central Catholic, a Class 3A mainstay for many years. They have not reached the final since 2017. Daly out of play. Daly with a goal and an assist in that first period. He had 2 in 1 the last time he played the Lions in this barn. Keller behind his own net. Lobanov. Morale, an unforced error there by Morale, and Ankrum is forced to cover it up for an own zone faceoff. Matt Schwartz getting a fresh line out there. Schwartz assisted by a longtime hockey teammate and friend, Christian Hansen, another PIHL alumnus. Former Toronto Maple Leafs prospect, for that matter. Keller with the dump in for South Fayette. Halliburka wins the puck battle for Central Catholic. Up to center it comes for Donahue. Albanese cross ice to his defensive partner McGurk. Vikings dump it in ahead of the red line. They make a change behind the play as McGurk's shot is blocked. He gets his own rebound, plays it from the boards, and it ricochets near side for Donahue. Donahue pressured by Sioka. Nagel slips it ahead to Alex. Keller goes after it. McGurk has a step on him. Up it comes for Donahue. Donahue will defer to Sargo. Whether that was by accident or design, we'll never know, as Morgan has to reset the play for Central Catholic. Convenient bounce to Morgan. Look out, a misplay there by Ankrum. He tried to pull a Dominic Hasek, come way off the line and clear that puck, and it almost backfired badly. Vikings right back on the forecheck. Sargo pivots and plays it to Lappy. Morgan from up high. Pressured by Alex and company. To the left side, it'll come to Travado. Loud save there by Ankrum. Nearly 5 minutes into the second period. Good shift here by the Vikings, but South Fayette does get the clear. And the home team will change on the fly as Sargo plays it from behind his own net. Good stick by Kalinko. Puck out of play. Looked like it was touched by Venom, if not LeWinter.
Going back to that breakaway opportunity, the one thing that I noted in the first game of the season that I saw from Central Catholic, whenever they played at Alpha and they defeated Upper St. Clair in overtime, it seemed like they were going to be a force this year. There was one thing that they were missing, and that was the timing. Timing wasn't there for that team at that time. Maybe it was an early season thing. They didn't have many practices and they get the games under them, but they seem like they're a little bit more well-oiled today. They're tuned up and ready to go. That's definitely a good improvement only 4 games later.
In the corner, Ketterer after it for Central Catholic. And he's tied up by Morale. Shot from between the circles by Masidi. A big save there by Ankrum. And Ankrum would love to be able to do over that first period, but he's settled down since and made 17 saves and counting with 11 minutes till the ice cut. Kalinko. Stilley trying to play it out in front. Too many blue shirts in the way. Philip Leah couldn't keep it inside the line. Kalinko on the retreat. Lost his footing. Ketterer with an opportunity from the corner. It comes all the way out the other end to Strobel. Strobel couldn't get past Romanelli. Vikings changing on the fly as Albanese goes out in front. A one-timer by Phillip looking for his second. And a toe save by Jackson Ankrum. McGurk to the corner. And a yard sale in South Fayette territory. Lavelle for Daly. Venom has to retrieve his blade. Vikings keeping South Fayette stymied with their forecheck. Trying to untie a 2-2 game with under 10 to go in the period. Daly with a little bit of a clamp on one of the Lions. That was Leia. Play continues. Daly takes it away from Venom. Daly plays it to himself, or tries to anyway. Romanelli interrupted the play at the last moment. McGurk to Daly, who was calling for that puck. Daly in front to Stepetics. Stepetics shot blocked. Right place, right time, Luca Romanelli. Vikings with all this offensive zone time. Here's McGurk. Blocker save Ankrum. The rebound cleared. And Ankrum can exhale. And Stilley and his teammates can pick their tongues up off the ice as they come off Stepedic firing off Ankrum. That save is made. And the Lions get it back to center again, despite the efforts of McGurk. Sargo around a man. He shoots it into the body of Jackson Ankrum, who cut down the angle.
Was definitely a wonderful shift there by Central Catholic deep. They just knew where each other were. They were able to feed the puck to them, and then they took advantage of the mistakes that South Fayette made trying to get the puck out. They weren't getting the full lumber on it. They weren't able to get it up to the blue line. Every time that they tried to get it out, they put a guy in front of them. That was a great shift there by Central Catholic, but I'll tell you what, Ankrum had a better shift. He got peppered, and he stood up to task. Very well done, sir.
South Fayette trying to play a little rope-a-dope here in the middle frame, weathering a Central Catholic storm. 11 shots on goal in this second period. All of them belong to the Vikings. We're almost halfway through this second stanza. The Lions still stuck on 6. They win this own-zone face-off. McBride unable to advance it from center. Morgan right back on the attack for the Vikings. Sargo fan on the shot. Good trail check there by McBride. South Fayette in transition. Lobanov flagged down by Travato. Lobanov knocked off balance. Still has this puck. And it's forced in! Mikhail Lobanov lights the lamp. The Lions lead 3-2, and there's a sale at Penny's.
Oh, baby, did you see the effort by Lobanov coming down the wing? He was able to get it down to one hand on his stick and backhand one around Barbieri. Lo, you don't get that opportunity very often, and even less does it go in off of that angle. Nice shot there, Mikhail Lobanov.
Lobanov's third of the year, third of the night for the South Fayette Lions, and they have their first lead over the Central Catholic Vikings. And Austin McLean better believe that goal was unassisted by Lobanov. Vikings right back on the attack. Halliburton hesitated, and that cost him. Vidak with the dump in. And I was just about to say, I was thinking of that Stanley Cup final game between Pittsburgh and Nashville all those years ago, in which the Penguins went forever and a day without a shot on goal until, lo and behold, Jake Gensel got one shot, and he won the game for the Penguins.
And you take that back, you look at the psychology of it. You have Ankrum playing as well as he did during that shift while Central Catholic had all the momentum and to be able to pick up his team, and then his team come out the next shift and be able to do something like that. That's what you call total team. Both these teams are playing very well and picking up where they need to.
The Lions trailed 2-0 in period one. They have since shown mettle. And they're trying to add to their lead with 7 minutes to the ice cut, but the Vikings have it at center. Strobel splits the D. Strobel to the goal. Ankrum another save. Ankrum stops the follow-up. Travato from distance, deflected just wide by Masidi. That didn't seem to miss by a lot. Masidi gets it back, plays it inadvertently off one of the officials. Masidi with it one more time for Central. Strobel backhanding it off Ankrum. Bovalino plays it in haste to the corner, but right to Santino Strobel. Strobel for Masidi. Masidi stopped by Ankrum. Well, that's his office. And Masidi almost cashed in for the Vikings as Romanelli, at the end of his shift, does not ice that puck. Mason Barberi electing to play it. Strobel over the line. Ankrum will settle it down.
Shots are 26-7 in favor of Central Catholic right now. The score 3-2 South Fayette. That needs to, what you're going to talk about Ankrum and how this game progressed after giving up those early goals. He was able to step up. He's just getting stronger as the period progresses.
We said before you got here that when last we saw Jackson Ankrum on TenbandTV, he was setting a Penguins Cup final record for most saves in a game. for his sake, we hope he doesn't have to set more records, but he might not have a problem with it the way he's playing.
There are goaltenders that like to face as many shots as possible. They get better as they get them. That is a thing, sir.
Yeah, he is aged into this game very, very gracefully as Kalinko drives the net under pressure from Albanese. Daly leading the breakout for Central Catholic. Phillips staying onside. Daly to the goal. Daly lost that puck at the last moment. Perhaps a byproduct of the still uncut ice late in this second period.
A little bit of psychology going on out there, too, is you can start to see the, I don't know what you want to call it, a little bit of tension out for Central Catholic as South Fayette's starting to get in their heads a little bit. Like, what do we got to do to get a puck across him one more time? But not just that, this defense that's starting to step up and get a little more physical on us.
Romanelli up to center for the Lions. Keller inside his own blue line, up for Luca Romanelli. Lobanov couldn't get beyond LeWinter. Morgan on the attack for Central Catholic. His shot blocked. Good gap control by Nate Keller. And Keller has it for South Fayette. Keller around the D. Keller shoots, and the save made by Barberi. The rebound cleared out to Sargo. Romanelli gains the red line, sends it in behind the Vikings net. McGurk for Lappy. This cross-ice pass cut out by Romanelli. Off the stick of LeWinter it'll go. Keller at the side of the net and almost scored from a bad angle himself, but Barberi froze it.
Yeah, that one bounced off the backboards and just right to Keller's stick. He threw one through the crease that looked like he was trying to just throw it out in the slot, and it went off the inside of Barbieri's blocker and bounced back a little bit. He was able to squeeze it down, caught it the last second, so averted the fourth goal opportunity there by South Fayette.
Venom off a South Fayette face-off win to Keller. Backhand try, Barberi the save. Lavelle the rebound. Home run pass right on the tape for Masidi. Masidi to the goal. Ankrum says,
He just caught Leah flat-footed and was able to sneak in behind him and catch that pass.
Lobanov met by Strobel after the Lions dodge a bullet. Strobel to Masidi, this time surrounded by white jerseys. Leah in the corner for Keller. Kalinko to center. Lavelle ricochets it off the near boards to Masidi. Strobel to Masidi down low. Masidi to the goal. Stopped again by Jackson Ankrum. Kalinko beyond center. Goes after his own chip in. Travado lost an edge. He also lost the puck, but well supported by Masidi on the back check. Lavelle defensively for Central Catholic with under 3.5 till the ice cut. Will clear it, and this will be icing on Central.
Yeah, that was Masidi with 2 top 10 opportunities of the game, just getting in behind the defenders. I don't know, is he like wearing pillows on his skates that nobody's hearing him come? Is that what's going on? Is he just sneaking in behind everybody? I haven't figured it out. That was 2 grade A opportunities, but Ankrum right there is going to be haunting him in his nightmares.
Now, Masidi has described himself to coaches and scouts and what have you as a two-way center, and first couple times we've seen him play this season, he's certainly presented himself as a good two-way player. 2 golden chances to beat Jackson Ankrum and tie this game for the Vikings, but Ankrum had other plans. The terrestrial clock here in Mount Lebanon has struck 10. The second period clock ticks under 2:50. Albanese from McGurk. To the corner, it's sent by the Lions. Sioka waiting and watching as Donahue plays it through center. Donahue hits the brakes. Steers it toward goal. Berthold was looking for a tip in. Puck to the corner for Halliburka. Misplayed by Donahue. Lions up to center red. Sent the rest of the way by Videk. South Fayette changing on the fly. Up the right wing comes Morgan. Around Romanelli. Final 2 of period 2. South Fayette improbably with a 3-2 lead. McBride dropping for nobody in particular. Nagel trying to clean it up for South Fayette. But Travado will play it from behind his goaltender. A loose neck guard on the ice just inside the central blue line. Officials will pick it up at their earliest convenience. Lions on the forecheck. That backdoor play cut out well by Travado. Phillip up the right wing. Phillip toward goal. And they try to shovel it in past Ankrum. They can't. The net behind Ankrum dislodged. And finally, referees Featherstone and Liz take notice.
The one thing I like about working with you after being off for a couple weeks, you make me look bad because I've been mispronouncing half of these names. Oh man, do I feel horrible about this. At least I didn't get the hate mail from the parents on it this time. Wow.
It's a long season, my friend.
Oh, I know. I got to
Give me time. Give me time is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. I won't work another Avonworth game with you for a while. All right.
1:17 to go, and another hectic period between these Class 3A combatants. An extended break here as Ankrum not only adjusts the net, but adjusts his goaltender equipment. Jackson Ankrum, the junior, looking for victory number 3 early in the regular season for South Fayette. And if he's able to collect it, it will have been, certainly in Ankrum's case, a hard-earned victory, and even hard-earned might be charitable. Lions win the own zone draw cleanly, but can't clear it. Strobel to the corner for Ketterer. Approaching the final minute before the ice cut here in Mount Lebanon. Strobel near side for Albanese. We get a whistle behind the play. Slashing. Tommy Lavelle exasperated about something. He's exasperated because his team's going back to the box. Ketterer committing an offensive zone penalty away from the play, which will drive any coach up a wall.
That's that frustration I was speaking of earlier. You're getting into the battles in the corner. They're getting into your kitchen, and you're just losing it as they're coming in. You can't figure out how to put it in the net, but also and you have that opportunity down here. Now you're going to give the team an opportunity to get a late 4-2 lead, possibly.
We shall see if the third time is the charm for South Fayette on the penny power play. Lobanov off the Lions face-off win. His shot blocked. He has the go-ahead goal for the home team here in period 2. Lappy gets it the rest of the way for the Central Catholic PK. 40 to go in the period. Keller over the attacking line. Keller goes after his own dump in. Travado trying to protect that puck. Keller works him over and works it free. Lions get it to the point with under 20 to go. Romanelli off the blocker. Barberi. It goes behind the net. It's put in front. Still he couldn't finish it. The net behind Barberi dislodged.
Off the kick, yeah. As soon as he brought his leg back, he kicked that net right off. That puck bounced in the air behind Barberi, and I thought maybe it went in initially, but it did fall behind the cage. Luckily for Barbieri at that point.
Barberi has been able to take a little bit of a holiday in the second period, but suddenly being called into action with South Fayette on the man advantage. Under 12 ticks to talk. The Vikings with a big face-off win and a chance maybe for Daly. Oh, what a chance taken by Ankrum, and it's put in shorthanded by Morgan. The Lions can't believe it. Jackson Ankrum plays with fire and gets burned.
That was just unfortunate, and listen, I'm not going to fault him on that one. You're coming out, you're playing it late. You see how much time's on the clock. You're giving your defender a little bit of help. You know, Daly coming out, showing him some love before the face-off. But unfortunately, that was just a miscommunication and a little opportunity for Central Catholic to climb right back in this one, 3-3.
And some nice sportsmanship by Daly, the Vikings captain, to make sure Ankrum was all right before the ensuing face-off. Mitch, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you, Mr. Popchock. It was great working with you again. Hopefully we can do this again in the future. They'll take me off the sub-channels, and I get to come back up to the major leagues sometime.
I look very forward to it, sir. Thank you, Brian Mitchell, and thank you for sticking with us. We're not done yet. Central Catholic Vikings 3, South Fayette Lions 3. We've got an ice cut here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center, and then third period action on PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices, located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart. Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of
Catholic goal. Near side, Tommy Lavelle. And the Vikings work it up ahead to Kane Phillip. Phillip shoots and scores from the right side. 37 seconds in, Kane Phillip with that familiar blistering shot, nuzzles that nylon behind Ankrum. Sargo unable to handle that pass. McGurk from inside the line. Lappy from an angle. Ankrum the save. Lions shovel the rebound back to their goaltender, and Jackson Ankrum will cover. With it is Hudson Venom. Venom with a pair of goals in the loss to Upper St. Clair in the last game for South Fayette, and he'll fire that puck from distance into the stomach of Mason Barberi. A little fadeaway maneuver with a puck there. Comes right to Daly. Daly on the counterattack for the Vikings. Finds Meadow but not Mesh, and he finishes what he starts. The Daily Show is on the air in Mount Lebanon, and it's 2-0 Central Catholic. 11 header from an angle. Ankrum the save, the rebound right in front. Kalinko clears it but not out. Loose and played right to Jackson Ankrum atop that crease. It's off the boards. It's turned over to the lines now. Keller with it one more time. Keller to the goal. Tipped in! Hey, Rocco, welcome to the show. His first varsity goal cuts the deficit in half for South Fayette. Rocco Bovolino has Pac-Man fever as he pinballs it.
It's been 2018, 2017, somewhere in there. And his brother is getting married this. Go ahead.
We'll ask him to hold that thought as the Lions have tied it up. Johnny Alex. Was Johnny on the spot? Albanese from the edge of the right circle. Lavelle blasted off the blocker hand of Ankrum. Down easily by Albanese. Stepetic coming back shorthanded for Central. Stepetic to the goal with Albanese. Stepetic unable to redirect it behind Ankrum. Seconds to go in the period. One more chance maybe for Masidi. He leads it on, and the Vikings are denied by Ankrum. Shane Berthold with another. Morgan drops it back for Lavelle. Lavelle, that's deflected on goal. Oh, what a stop there by Ankrum! And the Lions keep the rebound. Hagel, seeing his first ice time of the game for Matt Schwartz, lost it to Lappy. Lappy's backhander held by Ankrum, and he'll freeze it for the faceoff. Changing on the fly as Albanese goes out in front. A one-timer by Phillip looking for his second. And a toe save by Jackson Ankrum. Right place, right time, Luca Romanelli. Vikings with all this offensive zone time. Here's McGurk. Blocker save Ankrum. The rebound cleared. And Sargo around a man. He shoots it into the body of Jackson Ankrum, who cut down the angle. Bravado, Lobanov knocked off balance. Still has this puck, and it's forced in! Mikhail Lobanov lights the lamp. The Lions lead 3-2, and there's a sale at Penny's. Fell the rebound. Home run pass right on the tape for Masidi. Masidi to the goal. Ankrum says, Phillip up the right wing. Phillip toward goal, and they try to shovel it in past Ankrum. They can't. The net behind Ankrum dislodged, and finally, 3, Lions get it to the point with under 20 to go. Romanelli off the blocker, Barberi. It goes behind the net. It's put in front. Still he couldn't finish it. The net behind Barberi. Daly. Oh, what a chance taken by Ankrum, and it's put in shorthanded by Morgan. The Lions can't believe it. Jackson Ankrum plays with fire and gets burned.
That was just unfortunate, and listen, I'm not going to fault him on that.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Pass Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Hewitt creating space. Hewitt turning.
Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. You utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart. Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is locally owned and operated and focused on serving the community. Play It Again Sports buys, sells, and trades used and new sports equipment and fitness gear and passes along the savings to you. Their large inventory, customer service, and wide selection of major brands will keep you coming back for years. Open 7 days a week. Visit them on 6041 Route 30 or visit them online at playitagainsports.com. Click locations and search Greensburg. Matt Popchock here for one final regulation period on this Thursday night. A PIHL Hockey Night Live Week 4 doubleheader on TenbandTV presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg. And we thank Brian Mitchell of Pittsburgh Hockey Digest and the PIHL once again for joining us. What a difference a year makes. Last season, the South Fayette power play, a well-oiled machine. At the moment, the machine could use some oil. The Lions in the midst of their third power play chance, which still has a minute 4 remaining when the puck drops to begin this third period, but giving up a shorthanded goal to Nate Morgan on a risky play by goaltender Jackson Ankrum, which sort of put a damper on an otherwise phenomenal period by the Lions goaltender. Central Catholic outshooting South Fayette 22-5 in the second and outshooting them at a 3-1 clip for the entire game. And the Vikings, again, playing for a 5th straight game now without all-star Judah Brophy, are treading water. Central 3, South Fayette 3. Another wild contest at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center between these two AAA clubs. And for the second year in a row, Aaron Daly has a 3-point game against the Lions in this building. He gets his second assist of the night on the shorthanded goal by Morgan to close out period 2. Nate Keller, South Fayette's hot hand this first month. He has a couple of assists back in period 1. Luca Romanelli with his first career assist, setting up the first career goal by Rocco Bovalino to get the Lions on the board. And we are back to action with Stilley over the line for the penny power play for the South Fayette Lions. He shoots it high and wide. Lewinter and the Vikings clear it to center. Keller quickly up to Kalinko. 30 to go, and the minor penalty on Ketterer. Kalinko with Ketterer in the box for slashing, tries to backhand it on Mason Barberi, nothing doing. Kalinko gets it back. Hard pass, too strong for Venom. Venom seemed a bit confused by that play from Kalinko, as it looks like Central's going to be able to kill off another one. Central Catholic 3 for 3 on the PK, and during that time they pull even. Ketterer out of the box and right into the thick of things as Stille knocks down McGurk twice. Anthony Rako's assistant coaches wanted to call there, none forthcoming. This pass behind Ketterer. Lions try to get the transition game going. Stille beyond Venom, no icing. Venom and McGurk meet behind the net. Pass out in front, nobody home except Strobel. Ketterer up the middle. 1 against 3. Played right in front for Masidi. He's denied by the stick hand of Jackson Ankrum. Masidi is just snake bit in this game. Ankrum has had his number all night long. Sioko retrieving this puck for the Lions. And the varsity newcomer tries to play it around Masidi. Ketterer keeps it in for Central. Bovalino ahead for Vidak. Vidak tries to play it beyond McGurk. McGurk able to collect that puck and get it to Ketterer. Ketterer, pressured by Vidak, gets rid of it to Strobel. Masidi trailing the play. Strobel with it for the Vikings. Off the feet of Alea. Sioka turns it over to Masidi. Masidi out in front. Ankrum, the quick recovery, and he'll hold it for a faceoff. Next Thursday night, we conclude our October broadcast schedule with a standalone edition of PIHL Hockey Night Live at the Barrel Toyota Ice Complex, a 9-10 puck drop for Peters Township and Seneca Valley. First time seeing the state champs on their home ice this regular season. Peters Township, in year 2 of the Chris Claxon era, off to an impressive start of their own. Indians look like a very different team to begin the season. And that should be an interesting contest in the North Hills on Halloween Eve next Thursday night, October 30th, facing off just after 9 o'clock on TenbandTV. Morale with a dump in. Lavelle to the corner. Loose stick in front of goaltender Barberi. Stepetic plays it around. Said stick. Daly hesitating. Pulls it around Kalinko. Daly with a goal and 2 assists tonight. Poke check by Keller. Stepetic from the corner. Travato couldn't keep it in. Vikings dump the puck, and they will change on the go. Outlet pass to Keller. Correction to Nagel. And Central Catholic is offside. Johnny Alex has a goal tonight for South Fayette. However, he couldn't control this face-off, and the Vikings eventually force one inside South Fayette territory. Central Catholic with another face-off win. McGurk quickly to the goal, and Ankrum had to be even quicker with the glove hand. Perhaps a kernel of truth to what our friend Brian Mitchell said. Jackson Ankrum, 33 saves and counting, and has continued to look very poised in that goal for Matt Schwartz's team, despite that oopsie-daisy at the end of period 2. McGurk on goal, blocker saved by Ankrum. Vikings trying to drive the net. Ankrum fell down, but he got a stick out there just in case. I'm going to go out on a limb and say his .871 save percentage will go up after tonight. That puck out of play. South Fayette has been a strong third period team. 7 third period goals altogether entering Thursday. Now the second most in Class 3A behind Thomas Jefferson. But we remain tied 5 minutes into the final period of regulation. Lions have to go to the well and look for more. Kalinko missing upstairs. Barberi without a goaltender stick. Now gets some help from Daly. Keller couldn't bring it past center. Donahue into the offensive zone. Romanelli shielding that puck from Bailey Donahue. Sioka around the boards. Lavelle pinching. And getting knocked to the ice is Lavelle, trying to follow the bouncing puck. Berthold to the corner for Donahue. Somebody lost a neck guard in the corner. Keller chasing Haliburka, who plays it to the point for Albanese. Lavelle upstairs on Ankrum. The save is made and the rebound is sent to the corner by Romanelli. And for the first time tonight, with Keller going off for cross-checking, the Central Catholic Vikings head to the penny power play. And they're another team that really needs to get their power play going. Just 1 of 10 to begin their season. South Fayette, unofficially the #1 penalty-killing team in 3A, coming into tonight. 9 of their first 10 killed off successfully. Last year, the Lions were middle of the pack, 78%. Played up top for Sargo. Near side Morgan. Morgan tied the game before the ice cut. He gets it to Sargo. Sargo to goal. Ankrum with a save, and there is no rebound. South Fayette's top gun, Nate Keller, in the penalty box for cross-checking for another minute 34. A crucial moment for both teams in a 3-3 game here in period 3. Sargo at center. Sargo 1 against 3. Sargo around Venom. Score! Chris Sargo goes upstairs to give the Vikings a 4-3 lead, and these pretzels are making me thirsty. His second goal in as many games as Keller has to take the walk of shame. The Vikings convert on their second penny power play. Their first of the night, their second power play goal of the year. I beg your pardon. And the Vikings are back on top with just over 10 to go in the third. Sargo with a wrist shot that fooled us all, including Ankrum. And it's an unassisted power play goal for the Central Catholic sophomore. Vikings fans wanted a tripping call there as Ketterer went down. Officials not feeling as generous this time as Central Catholic ices this puck. Now, South Fayette, a team with only 5 natural defensemen on their varsity roster, and Dylan Mash, a forward who has lined up as a D-man in the past, is not dressed for South Fayette tonight, so that's why you see guys like Morale and McBride out there with limited varsity experience. And eventually that lack of fresh talent and fresh legs at that position, you figure it's going to take a toll as you get later and deeper into a hockey game. Daly out in front. Albanese couldn't redirect that puck on target. Nagel gave it up to Stepedic. Albanese turns it over to Venom, and we get a whistle for an infraction next to the South Fayette bench, and the Lions get another chance to right the wrongs on special teams. Stepedic off for roughing with 9:10 to go. South Fayette needs an equalizer on their 4th penny power play of the night. Keller wins the face-off. Vikings strong on the puck. Travado tied up by Keller. Romanelli gave it up to Lavelle. Lavelle clears it. Romanelli trying to mitigate damage, but here comes Keller shorthanded with Lappy. Lappy takes the pass, plays it from an angle. That's interrupted by Venom. Midway through this 3rd period, again, South Fayette still looking for its first shot on goal of the period. Lavelle pressured by Keller. Keller and the Lions on the power play. Romanelli settles it down, but can't control it. Keller up high. Keller looking for shooting space. Off balance, that's blocked. Save made there in the prone position by Barberi. Looked like Stilley was the one that pulled the trigger. Out in front it comes. Venom's shot blocked, and it goes out of action. Vikings midway through another penalty kill, and this one is quite important. Vikings trying to avoid getting goalied here on the road by Jackson Ankrum, who has played valiantly with his team trailing by a goal. Albany sends it out of play. Another face-off coming to the right of Barberi. Controlled by Venom. Daly up to center. Vikings again pressing shorthanded. Albanese going to the goal. Daly hits the brakes. Albanese unable to get the deflection. Stilley outmuscles LeWinter. Keller chased by Daly at center. 25 left on the power play. To the point for Romanelli. Romanelli gave it up to Daly. Daly with that active stick. To the goal. Save made by Ankrum, and that might have saved the game as well for South Fayette. Now, the Vikings have had chance after chance shorthanded tonight, and they already have one shorthanded goal. Central Catholic now 4 for 4 on the penalty kill. And they protect that 4-3 lead with 7 to go in regulation. Morgan over the attacking line for the visitors. Puts it off the backside of Keller. Stilley unable to get around Travado. Travado with a dump in. Both teams making changes as the Lions break it out from behind their own net. Johnny Alex dumps and chases. Lavelle unable to clear it. Vikings get it to the South Fayette line. Alex right back into the attacking zone, but Bovalino was offside. McGurk to the corner for LeWinter. Masidi couldn't get it beyond Leah. Ketterer, stick check by Lobanov. Vikings to center. Masidi near side. Chased by Philip Leah. The other number 17, Dave Ketterer, has it for the Vikings. Ketterer reversing the play to Masidi. Leah to the near boards. McGurk pinching. Ankrum the kick save. Alex plays it. And we get a stoppage with just over 5.5 remaining. And that is because Rocco Bovalino is shaken up and on his hands and knees will get attention from the on-duty EMT. We'll step aside quickly. Central Catholic 4, South Fayette 3. Matt Popchock with you on PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart. Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here.
Bovalino helped off the ice. Looked like he was able to put a little bit of weight on both skates. Might have been favoring the left a little bit, but tough to tell from our vantage point. He continues to get medical attention in any event on the South Fayette bench as we're back to action late in the third period with the Lions down by 1. And Haliburka falling victim to the neck guard monster. Not the first time we've seen one of those loose in the middle of the ice. Keller for South Fayette. What a move there. Keller shooting on Barberi. Barberi the save. The rebound up for grabs. Lobanov couldn't fire it cleanly. Romanelli toward goal. It's still loose. Turnaround shot. Oh, Venom just missing. That close to an equalizer for South Fayette. A chaotic sequence deep in Central Catholic ice. Venom knocked down. Kalinko with it, trying to go in front to Keller. Keller from an angle. Barberi the save, and he'll freeze it. Anthony Rako wants fresh personnel out there for this face-off. And so does his counterpart, Matt Schwartz. Matt Schwartz leading this program several years ago to its first ever Penguins Cup final berth. And then in 2023, finally winning one for the Lions program, which went on to win its first ever state championship as well that year. Leah to the Central Catholic blue line. Travato and LeWinter paired out here defensively for the Central Catholic Vikings. Travato from distance toward goal, save made. Ankrum, the rebound. Ankrum is there. It's sitting on the goal line, still not forced across. Ankrum with some big time help there from his defense, most notably Sayoka. Daly gets tied up with one of the Lions in the corner, and I think we may get penalties, or will we? The near official was about to blow the whistle, but then thought the better of it. Now Stilley checked from behind as he and Daly were continuing to battle in the corner. Leah going after this puck. And things still getting chippy as finally we get a whistle, and Central Catholic fans irate as Daly is about to be sent off with under 3 remaining. Hooking the indication against the visiting captain. Once again, special teams has not been kind to South Fayette this evening, but sometimes it's not how many power play goals you score, it's when you score them that ends up making the difference. Lions win the faceoff. Venom, that shot blocked. Barberi the save on Keller. And I'm willing to bet we'll see number 43 in white for the balance of this South Fayette Penny power play. Keller tied up in the circle, but still he turns around and shoots it off a stick. Barberi scrambling to cover, and he does, as one of the Vikings pounces on one of the Lions behind the Central Catholic goal. Kalinko no worse for the wear. Keller to Kalinko. Kalinko to Lobanov. Lobanov guarded by Albanese. Wraparound try it, sitting on the doorstep and smashed in! Action Jackson ties the game for the Lions with 2:34 to go. It was there for the taking, and Stilley took it. South Fayette 4, Central Catholic 4. More Bronx cheers for this USA hockey crew from the fans off to our right. The Lions finally able to pick up the work rate, and they outworked the Vikings to that puck on Barberi's doorstep. Jackson Stilley's second of the year. 2 of his 3 points of the season have come on the power play. Kalinko behind the Central Catholic net, knocked down by Travado. And Travado's outlet pass is too far for Sargo. And it will not be icing. Sargo got there just in the nick of time. Let's see if this leads to anything. Daly, fresh out of the penalty box. To the point, delayed penalty call on the Lions. Barberi off for the extra skater. The Lions touch it. And now the Vikings get a makeup call of sorts. Romanelli will feel shame for 2 minutes and then get free. And Anthony Rako wants to talk over this power play with 1:55 to go in regulation. We'll be back to see how it shakes out. Matt Popchock here for PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Roughing the indication against junior defenseman Luca Romanelli. The Vikings with another penny power play. They scored on their only other opportunity earlier in this period thanks to a great individual effort by Chris Sargo. Neither team had been impressive on the power play coming in it tonight, so ironically, the teams have traded power play goals in this final frame as Ankrum makes a nice save there in tight. Morgan cross ice for Daly. Daly settles it down. Cross ice pass interrupted by Keller, but Morgan gets that puck all the same. Back to Daly. Again, it deflects to Morgan. Morgan cross ice for Daly. One-timer stopped by Ankrum. Morgan from the circle. That's blocked by Lobanov. It's loose at the side of the net. To the opposite side it comes, taken by Daly. Good stick there by Keller, and here comes Keller through center, shorthanded for the Lions. Keller to the goal. Daly with the aggressive stick again. A minute left in regulation, a minute 10 to go on the penny power play. Sargo from the circle. Ankrum the save. It comes out to Daly. Morgan above the circle. To the corner for Phillip. Phillip shoots on Ankrum. I'll take that, thank you very much, says the junior. A 5-second difference between the period clock and the penalty clock, so technically Central Catholic will begin the overtime period on a power play, should an overtime period become necessary. Vikings win the faceoff. Morgan waits and watches to the corner. Phillip up top to Morgan. To the corner for Phillip. Half a minute left in regulation. Phillip in the high slot. Phillip fires. It's deflected off a stick in front of Ankrum. And up ahead it comes to Kalinko. Kalinko. Oh, what a play there defensively by Phillip to catch him up. That could have been the game right there. 15 to go. Morgan poke checked by Alex. Alex, his home run pass won't work. With it is Daly. Daly's got to hurry and shoot. It's out in front. Off the iron. Is it in? No, it is not. Oh my goodness. That went off the post and right back out to Jackson Ankrum. Half the Mount Lebanon Ice Center thought it was a buzzer-beating game-winning goal, or a whistle-beating game-winning goal, as the case may be. But this USA Hockey crew of Featherstone and Liz knew better. Jackson Ankrum and the South Fayette Lions bargain with the hockey gods to force the Play It Again Sports Greensburg overtime with a score, Vikings 4, Lions 4. Back in a flash here with the sudden victory session. Matt Popchock for PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and
the coaches have had their say. What would be normally a 3-on-3 overtime period of 3 minutes in length will begin with a 4-on-3 advantage to Pittsburgh Central Catholic, since there are still 3 seconds left on the minor penalty for roughing to Luca Romanelli. For the second season in a row, an overtime affair in the Mount Lebanon Ice Center between Central Catholic and South Fayette. Vikings control the opening faceoff of OT. Morgan slows his pace as he crosses the line. To the corner it comes to Sargo. Up top for McGurk. McGurk from above the circle. Ankrum the save. South Fayette permitted to play with 4 until the next stoppage in play, as Romanelli is out of the box. Romanelli dropping for Keller. Keller out in front, and that just missed a stick of Romanelli. Morgan trying to get up ahead of the play, but here comes Daly with the puck left side. He hits the brakes. Daly watched by Lobanov. To the corner it comes to Sargo. Sargo up top to McGurk. McGurk for Daly. Daly chased again by Lobanov. Daly drops it for Sargo. Sargo off the equipment of Ankrum and out of action. Matt Schwartz going to use his timeout with 1:43 left in OT. And we'll take a quick one as well. More overtime hockey to come from Mount Lebanon in a moment.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
The hardest working man in show business, Jackson Ankrum, repairing to his goal after the South Fayette timeout. 46 saves and counting for the Lions junior. And to conventional 3-on-3 sudden victory hockey we go. Lions control the faceoff. Venom, Keller, and Romanelli out there for the home team. Strobel, Phillip, and Albanese, the trio for Central Catholic. Romanelli hits the brakes at the edge of the circle for Keller. Romanelli for Keller again. Keller from the high slot toward goal. It goes wide. Romanelli for Venom. Venom up top for Keller. Keller settles it down, sends it to the corner. Albanese sends Venom to the ice, and the Vikings get it up to Strobel at center. Final minute of OT. Strobel retreating, cross ice to a wide open Albanese. Albanese forgot the puck. Albanese retrieves it. Near side now. And Albanese, the alternate captain, directing traffic for the Vikings as Strobel comes off for a change. Morgan hopping on for Central, and he has this puck for the Vikings. Morgan around Romanelli. Phillip knocked down with 25 to go. Phillip retains possession. Lobanov forcing him back to center. Morgan giving ground for Daly. 12 seconds to go. Stolen by Lobanov. Lobanov over the line. Lobanov fires. Save there by Barbarian. A big one with 5 seconds left. Lions at the buzzer. Unable to force it on goal. And so we go to the Play It Again Sports Greensburg shootout.
Overtime, shots on goal, Central Catholic 3, South Fayette 1. Total shots on goal, South Fayette 23, Central Catholic 50.
And so one way or another, we're going to get a winner in this thing. The team's about to engage in a 3-round NHL-style shootout. The losing team gets 1 point in the Class 3A standings. The winning team gets 2 points as opposed to the 3 that you get for winning in regulation. A rule change that dates back to the beginning of last PIHL varsity season. And the visitors will have the honor. Nate Morgan will open the shootout for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. And he'll take his time approaching this puck. Winding his way across the line. Morgan to the goal. One too many moves. Officials washed it out technically before he fired that puck on Jackson Ankrum for failure to keep the puck moving forward in the course of shooting. And so Nate Keller shoots in the bottom of round 1 for South Fayette. Keller to the cage. Missing upstairs.
Shooting second for Central Catholic is number 23, Chris Sargo.
Sargo gave the Vikings the lead late in regulation. He can give them the lead in round 2 of the shootout. Here comes the sophomore. Saved by Ankrum.
Shooting second for South Fayette, number 27, Mikhail Lobanov.
Lobanov, the second South Fayette shooter. Both teams without a goal. Lobanov, score! He gave the Lions the lead midway through period 2, and he has the potential game winner in this shootout if Aaron Daly cannot score for the Vikings. Does Ankrum have one more save left in him? You better believe it. Ankrum shuts the door on the Vikings captain. The Lions win the shootout and don't ever play Lady of Spain again. Another thriller between these two clubs at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center. And history repeats as it ends with a South Fayette victory after regulation. The Lions win the 3-round shootout 1-0. Mikhail Lobanov, your shootout winner in round 2. And the Lions win the game from the Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings by a final score of 5-4. Thank you, Todd Kazarowski. Thank you, Dustin Beck. Thank you, Brian Mitchell. Thank you, Austin McLean. And thank you for watching and listening. The Vikings now with 9 points on the season. The Lions with 8. I'm Matt Popchock, and that's all she wrote from the South Hills. We'll see you in the North Hills on Halloween Eve for Peters Township at Seneca Valley. Until then, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you next week for more PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Unable to handle that pass. McGurk from inside the line. Lappy from an angle. Ankrum the save. Lions shovel the rebound back to their goaltender, and Jackson Ankrum will cover. With it is Hudson Venom. Venom with a pair of goals in the loss to Upper St. Clair in the last game for South Fayette. And he'll fire that puck from distance into the stomach of Mason Barberi. A little fadeaway maneuver with a puck there. Comes right to Daly. Daly on the counterattack for the Vikings. Finds Meadow but not Mesh. And he finishes what he starts. The Daly Show is on the air in Mount Lebanon. And it's 2-0 Central Catholic. 11. Ketterer from an angle. Ankrum the save. The rebound right in front. Kalinko clears it but not out. Loose and played right to Jackson Ankrum atop that crease. It's off the boards. It's turned over to the lines now. Keller with it one more time. Keller to the goal. Tipped in! Hey, Rocco, welcome to the show. His first varsity goal cuts the deficit in half for South Fayette. Rocco Bovolino has Pac-Man fever as he pinballs it.
It's been 2018, 2017, somewhere in there. And his brother is getting married this. Go ahead.
We'll ask him to hold that thought as the Lions have tied it up. Johnny Alex. Was Johnny on the spot? Albanese from the edge of the right circle. Lavelle blasted off the blocker hand of Ankrum. Down easily by Albanese. Stepetic coming back shorthanded for Central. Stepetic to the goal with Albanese. Stepetic unable to redirect it behind Ankrum. Seconds to go in the period. One more chance maybe for Masidi. He leads it on, and the Vikings are denied by Ankrum. Shane Berthold with another. Morgan drops it back for Lavelle. Lavelle, that's deflected on goal. Oh, what a stop there by Ankrum! And the Lions keep the rebound. Hagel, seeing his first ice time of the game for Matt Schwartz, lost it to Lappy. Lappy's backhander held by Ankrum, and he'll freeze it for the faceoff. Changing on the fly as Albanese goes out in front. A one-timer by Phillip looking for his second. And a toe save by Jackson Ankrum. Right place, right time, Luca Romanelli. Vikings with all this offensive zone time. Here's McGurk. Blocker save Ankrum. The rebound cleared. And Sargo around a man. He shoots it into the body of Jackson Ankrum, who cut down the angle. Bravado, Lobanov knocked off balance. Still has this puck. And it's forced in! Mikhail Lobanov lights the lamp. The Lions lead 3-2, and there's a sale at Penny's. Lavelle the rebound. Home run pass right on the tape for Masidi. Masidi to the goal. Ankrum says, Phillip up the right wing. Phillip toward goal, and they try to shovel it in past Ankrum. They can't. The net behind Ankrum dislodged, and finally, free. Lions get it to the point with under 20 to go. Romanelli off the blocker. Barberi. It goes behind the net. It's put in front. Still he couldn't finish it. The net behind Barberi. Daly. Oh, what a chance taken by Ankrum. And it's put in shorthanded by Morgan. The Lions can't believe it. Jackson Ankrum plays with fire and gets burned.
That was just unfortunate. And listen, I'm not going to fault him on.
Outlet pass to Keller. Correction to Nagel. And Haliburka, who plays it to the point for Albanese. Lavelle upstairs on Ankrum. The save is made and the rebound is sent to the corner by Romanelli. Sargo around Venom. Score! Chris Sargo goes upstairs to give the Vikings a 4-3 lead, and these pretzels are making me thirsty. Nagel gave it up to Stepetic. Albanese turns it over to Venom, and we get a whistle. Keller up high. Keller looking for shooting space. Off balance, that's blocked. Save made there in the prone position by Barberi. Romanelli gave it up to Daly. Daly with that active stick. To the goal. Save made by Ankrum, and that might have saved the game as well for Venom knocked down. Kalinko with it, trying to go in front to Keller. Keller from an angle. Barberi the save, and he'll freeze it. Travado from distance toward goal. Save made. Ankrum the rebound. Ankrum is there. It's sitting on the goal line, still not forced across. Ankrum with some big time to Lobanov. Lobanov guarded by Albanese. Wraparound try it, sitting on the doorstep and smashed in. Action Jackson ties the game for the Lions with 2:34 to go. But Morgan gets that puck all the same. Back to Daly. Again, it deflects to Morgan. Morgan, cross ice for Daly. One-timer stopped by Ankrum. To the corner for Phillip. Phillip shoots on Ankrum. I'll take that, thank you very much. It off a stick in front of Ankrum. And up ahead it comes to Kalinko. Kalinko, oh, what a play there defensively by Phillip to catch him up. Morgan poke checked by Alex. Alex, his home run pass won't work. With it is Daly. Daly's got to hurry and shoot. It's out in front. Off the iron. Is it in? No, it is not. Oh, my goodness. Pace as he crosses the line. To the corner, it comes to Sargo. Up top for McGurk. McGurk from above the circle. Ankrum the save. In by Lobanov. Daly drops it for Sargo. Sargo off the equipment of Ankrum and out of action. Give them the lead in round 2 of the shootout. Here comes the sophomore. Saved by Ankrum. Both teams without a goal. Lobanov. Score! Period 2. And he has the potential game winner in this shootout if Aaron Daly cannot score for the Vikings. Does Ankrum have one more save left in him? You better believe it. Ankrum shuts the door on the Vikings captain. The Lions win the shootout and don't ever play Lady of Spain again. Repeats as it ends with a South Fayette victory after regulation. The Lions win the 3-round shootout 1-0. Mikhail Lobanov, your shootout winner in round 2. And the Lions win the game from the Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings by a final score of 5-4. Thank you, Todd Kazaroff.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.